Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Split Decision. You're here with me, the host, and my co-host to my left or right, depending on which way it gets edited, Taku, and with a good friend of ours, Brady Cooper, who is the founder of Changing Course Australia Foundation. Say hi, Brady.
Hi, boys.
Now, before we get into it, we'd like to mention our sponsors per usual, Kremlin and Mahogany. So Kremlin just announced some new deals, which you can find in the description on their website. So make sure you click the link and all of that. Make sure you use Taku 10, Tom 10, all that stuff in the description. Check it out, our social medias. You know, the usual stuff that we say before every podcast. Make sure you go check it out. And I think that's it for the intro and all the socials. But yeah, before we get into the actual sports aspect of this episode, we'll talk a bit about the Changing Course Australia. So Brady, do you want to kind of describe what your goal is with it, or like what it's about?
Yeah, of course. So basically, it's just a little non-profit organisation aimed at really just trying to change the fundamentals of thought behind mental health in men, especially, young men our age, going through that transition of either finishing school, leaving school, transitioning into a full-time job, which I know all three of us know it's no easy task. So really, we're just trying to raise awareness for it, and just hopefully we can let people know that it's all right to speak up, and it's quite a normal thing through these times to let your emotions get the better of you. But it's really important to know that it's completely fine to go to people and open up about what you're feeling, because it will help. And obviously there's a bit of a stigma around it at our age, but that's our goal, to kind of change the way we think about it, really.
And that's like most definitely, especially like us, like when you leave school, you're not seeing like your friends every day. Sometimes you're meeting new people, especially when you go to uni. It can be very tough, and just like you're sort of learning that aspect. I know, like my first day of uni, I'm sort of just like looking around. You don't know anyone.
It's a hard transition from school where it's so familiar to us. That's the
well, you go from seeing someone 5 days a week for like 6 hours a day to like maybe once a month. It's just like that sucks. Kind of thing.
It's no easy task. But it is a tough transition, and it's probably something that's less spoken about in our demographic, that younger men age group.
So why did you start changing course?
It's always been something I've been pretty passionate about. Just getting involved in helping people with mental health issues and all that. I've had a few experiences with it myself, and with a few other people that were close to me, who have had some issues, and it's something that's really not spoken about, or is kind of avoided a little bit. It can be seen as a bit of an uncomfortable topic at times. So just being able to make that change is really, really helpful for everyone, helpful for me to get through this period as well, that I know that I'm doing something good.
Yeah. So do you have any like goals for your actual like changing course? Like, is there any goals that you want to like complete?
In the future we set up some sort of network where if someone is struggling, they can come to us at all times. It's a 24/7 support service for them. The original kind of model that I had in mind when I first was coming up with Changing Course was that people who come to us come for help, and then they kind of revert into this cycle where they become the helpers, and you just create this cycle of people who needed help who then are helping other people, and it just creates this cycle that gives people purpose, which is something that I'm hoping that we'll be able to get up and running at some point.
And that'll be really cool as well, because it's especially when you're talking to someone that's been in that position,
experienced.
It really helps. It really helps you out, because you're like it's like, obviously you call, like, let's say suicide hotline. It's good and well for them, but like sometimes they don't actually have like suicidal. I don't know why I thought about that, but it's just like they don't have they haven't been through that. But like if you're talking to someone that's been through depressive episodes, been through anxiety, stuff like that, it can really like help you go through it as well. So I think that's
100%.
Cool. Yes.
Good sentence. Good sentence forming.
But so let's say right now, you like we both follow you, and what you're doing is amazing. But do you have any advice for like men, people? I wouldn't say I'm a man, but like let's say like teenagers our age sort of going through that sort of mental health issue problem right now?
The biggest thing, and it's been, absolutely drained through the whole mental health conversation, is that you've got to talk to people. But honestly, it's just sometimes admitting that you're not all right. And it's all well and good to put on this brave face and, do things independently, but admitting that, you need some help when, you're struggling with a couple of things, it's a huge concept. And even if it doesn't have to be, I'm really struggling with this, just talking to a mate and be like, look, school's got me down a little bit, or I'm a bit stressed at work or whatever. And just finding things to take your mind off it really, really does help. But pretty much just don't be afraid to speak out, because it's nothing that you have to be ashamed of or anything. It's perfectly normal.
Yeah. A lot of people do go through it. So if you do need help, always reach out to someone. It's
And
the
I
best
think
thing you can do to help yourself.
100%. Yeah.
And we've all done when you're looking down, everyone goes, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm just tired." Like,
Yeah.
I'm
that's
just
the
tired
thing.
card. Yeah.
But also, our final question before we get on to the soccer this weekend, is how can people get more involved if they want to?
So obviously follow the Instagram page, like the Facebook page. Email us if you've got any kind of questions, queries. If you want to have a larger part, the email's on the Instagram page and the Facebook page. Obviously trying to get up off the ground, so as many people who would like to help and bring their specific skills to the table would be much appreciated. And everyone's welcome to jump in and get involved, because it's a great cause and it's something that we do need help on. So yeah.
And all those links will be in the description if you guys should check that out. But yeah.
Top of the description.
Top of the I'm so nice. It'll be at the top of the description. I know Luke and Matt I'll be getting a message from them later on, like how
They're gonna be so pressed.
How's he made it top of the description?
Take a back seat, buddy. Anyway.
So let's dive straight into it with the opening game of the quarterfinals. Was Atlanta versus PSG. This happened last week. I think it was like last week, Tuesday for us. But it was, I don't know, the game was very, very interesting. PSG were behind most of the game. Atlanta opened up with a goal from Mario Pasalic. Neymar wasn't really didn't have his shooting boots on, missed a couple shots he'd normally make. But then obviously Mbappe came on second half. And then Marquinhos scores in the pretty much 89th minute from a Neymar assist. And then they take the lead with like the 92nd minute and +5 with the Choupo-Moting.
He's got such a hard name to say.
From Mbappe. But I guess my question is, PSG obviously one of the favorites to win. Realistically, can PSG win their first Champions League? Well, first Champions League in like 30, 40 years, something like that.
I mean, no, I don't see that. Like, if you're relying on two players to carry you, like your Neymar and your Mbappe, you can't really expect much, like going into a team like Bayern or even right now RB Leipzig, they look pretty good. Leipzig,
yeah.
Like they've got they're all around. They're not just focused around like one player. Like they lost Timo Werner and they still beat Atletico Madrid. It's just like, man, are these guys the real deal? But like, I can't see anyone getting past Bayern. They're just too all around, just like a gun team,
They just got quality all across the park.
Yeah.
Actually, it's incredible. But I don't think it's, I wouldn't count PSG out. I think Bayern will win. But with, someone like Neymar and Mbappe's, their pace on the break and creativity, it's very hard to stop no matter who you are.
Yeah, it's true.
So it could go either way, especially in the Champions League. You know what it's like.
Yeah, the Champions League is crazy. I mean, we'll talk about that later, but the Champions League is crazy. But speaking about Mbappe, he was also injured like a few weeks prior. It was a couple weeks prior to the game.
Yeah, and that's why he didn't start.
That's why he's subbed on.
Yeah.
So the question is, are they playing an injured Mbappe on the field and when he got subbed on? And like, will he be able to continue his form even if he is injured off the bench? Like, what do you think?
But then when you're this deep in the competition, you're doing whatever you can to win now. semi-finals and finals. Like that's 2 games. And I think even Mbappe would say that it's like there's 2 games left, and I'm pretty sure he'd try and run on a broken foot if it meant they had a better chance of winning.
I mean, Mbappe with the broken foot is better than Kepa in goals at full health. So that's what I'm going to say on the situation.
I know you're in pain, Para.
I've never experienced pain like this as a Chelsea fan in my life. It's honestly, Spain.
Oh mate.
Oh.
So on the other side of that semi-final matchup, we had RP Leipzig versus Atletico Madrid following the next day. And I think me and Para both said this. I think Brady would have thought as well. But I had Atletico Madrid winning this game.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I had him in a multi.
Yeah.
And they didn't get up. I was like, you're my leg. It was only like they failed that week.
But then obviously Dani Olmo broke the deadlock just after halftime. And I mean, Dani Olmo is a name that I think we'll be hearing in the future. He's really good. He's definitely going to get scooped up. But then obviously Felix equalizes with the penalty from the penalty spot.
Two big names in the future, I reckon.
100%.
And then the game was put to bed. 88th minute, dying minutes, deflected shot goes in. So I know RB Leipzig them and Lyon are sort of the sleeper teams. No one expected RB Leipzig to get it this far in. Can they upset PSG with an injured Mbappe?
There's a chance. There's definitely a chance.
I mean, they've gotten this far on some sort of credit, so there's no reason why they can't.
Exactly.
But then it's like they don't have a Timo Werner, and then you're going up the likes of Thiago Silva,
Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, that PSG's defense is hard to break. But I think the German teams have usually been quite well rounded and quite reliant on good quality across the park, whereas the French teams are very individual reliant. So
yeah, I agree.
It could be, I wouldn't count them out. I think it could be a chance.
And we've seen that in the past we've seen that in the past with PSG as well. Like the past 4 or 5 years, especially, they've spent big money, like the signing of Gigi. But they start I don't think you can always look at the recruiting in a sense. It's like what you don't see this is the type of player that we want. Like you see the signing of Gigi Buffon a couple years ago. It's like it didn't make sense why to bring him in when he was already so old. It doesn't fit with the model of their team. And then obviously the Neymar signing is working out now, but when they first brought in Neymar, and then there's that period of time when Neymar wanted to leave, and it's like then that's a lot of money that would that have gone to waste, stuff like that.
Yeah,
so PSG's had that history of spending a lot of money for big name signings just to sort of plug in hold. It's like, we need a left wing. All right, let's spend 200 mil on Neymar without really doing the proper thing. So like what we said, PSG have the big names, but it's like RB Leipzig probably all round might have a
PSG have got the quality, but Leipzig got.
My only problem is I'm looking at who Leipzig played. They lost to Lyon. They lost to Lyon 2-0. Then they drew to Lyon 2-2. They've beaten Zenit, who is a Russian league.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's given them credit right now is they beat Tottenham 3-0. But are we really counting Tottenham as a strong team at this point in time?
The special one.
They're struggling. They're struggling, man.
Right.
Jose Mourinho was only good at Chelsea and Barcelona.
Inter Milan.
Those are his only good years.
Real
And Inter Milan as well.
Don't sleep on
the
disrespect Jose Mourinho against.
Was he at Real Madrid?
There was a Porto.
Real Madrid for 10 years.
Yeah, Porto.
Directly league with Porto.
Was he Barca?
No. Pep was Barca.
Oh, I made that mistake last time. That's right.
Before,
I've made that mistake before. Incoming
now...
comments. wait. Before we get into that, also speaking of Barcelona, Dani Olmo was in their youth academy. Yeah, fun fact. Yeah, fun fact for you if you didn't know that.
Little fact nugget, there,
Yeah. Also, Felix should leave Atletico Madrid.
Should leave. He just got there.
Yeah, he doesn't fit their play style. I feel like he's getting dragged down a bit. He could be something special. He's a very skillful player, and they play a lot of defense. I feel like Atletico Madrid.
He's a very, very clever striker. He knows where to get in and where to put his body. Watching the way he won the penalty
Yeah.
in his class.
Yeah. If I was him, what team would I go to? Somewhere that's got promise in the future, like a Chelsea.
I knew you were gonna say Chelsea as well. I knew you were gonna say
The
Chelsea.
pace of the English game, so Premier League might not be a bad choice for him.
Yeah. Even bloody United, you guys would take him if you don't get Sancho.
We'll take him on United.
Yeah.
I'll have him.
Could you play him on the right, or would you play him as a striker?
Yeah.
Who would you move around?
I mean, Martial can't play on the left, and then you put Rashford on the right, and then you have. But I'm liking Martial. I'm liking Martial, man. Martial's really elevated since the restart. Martial's been a different animal. It's actually
been playing really well.
My body different. Martial has been playing different. Welcome to what's that quote? Anthony Martial, welcome to Manchester United.
Oh my! I remember watching that. Oh Jesus! It is like. I remember, and then when Dan James scored, I thought Dan James was going to be the same thing. But Dan James has been an absolute.
Oh yeah, you could play Dan James on the right, and then
James got a bit work to do.
Dan James can't. Dan James is a squad player. He can't. Maybe he could develop into that, but Dan James can't be first team.
But
he's got a bit of
right now.
Yeah, but going back to that. Oh no, we'll talk about it later on. I'll come back to it later. That thought. It's for Barcelona. Come back to that.
But before we get to Barcelona, Manchester City versus Lyon.
Ooh.
Before I just want to say, Ben, I don't feel bad for you. I'm so glad Man City lost. I couldn't deal with Man City winning the Champions League, man.
I'm glad. I'm so glad.
Oh my god!
Honestly, if another English team won it and it wasn't like Liverpool, I would have been pissed. Like even if Liverpool won, it's kind of stock at this point.
Yeah. No,
but it's just so stock. It's so stock if Liverpool win it.
Liverpool fans would have just been, oh my god.
Listen to that. Taku's calling you a dog.
No.
I'm
not saying names. I'm not saying names.
We're calling you out as well. Taku's calling you out.
I didn't say it.
We just recorded you saying that, so have fun. Have fun dealing with the Liverpool fans.
But
Trash.
So obviously Lyon scored early. I think it was like the 25th minute to put them ahead. And like we're not gonna lie, Man City had their chances. Man City had a few chances. I mean, De Bruyne obviously put one away. Sterling missed a sitter.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad. That was
disgusting. Sterling missed a sitter. That would have put the game back 2-2.
I saw someone comment, that's why Kane didn't square it to Sterling. Oh my god, that was a quality comment.
That's one of those ones that was almost harder to miss than actually put it in. I don't know how he got the angle to get it over the bar so quickly. It was
just thank the Lord
he
that he
wasn't over the ball. He wasn't over the ball.
No, he wasn't.
No, you're right.
But then, then you've got Dembele. Dembele comes on, scores 2. And the second one off that Sterling miss, and pretty bad goalkeeping on Edison's part as well. Puts the game to bed.
Edison's separated.
My question is, Lyon's upset Juventus now, and they've upset Manchester City. I mean, they do have Bayern Munich next, but it's one match. You just need 90 minutes of luck. Is there any world where where Lyon wins that game?
Anything could happen, honestly. In a cup semi-final, all it takes is one bad bounce. One lucky bounce, one poor decision.
Yeah, it's just one penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
Just one penalty.
Yeah.
Manchester United fans would be used to that.
Bro, everyone's pressed. All our penalties were deserved, right? All our penalties were deserved.
The only one that was deserved was the one against Leicester City.
We should have had 2 pens yesterday, actually. But,
you guys are trash. You guys are trash. You guys, that was woeful.
Yeah,
but anyway, now the match. I think this might be the best Champions League game I've ever watched, at least.
Why would you want to see Barcelona lose, though? Why would you want to see Barcelona lose? Everyone loves Barcelona.
No, just like on Bayern Munich's part.
Oh yeah,
it's really a flawless game.
Yeah, it's a bit weird seeing Barca get torn apart like that. We're so used to seeing them dominate. It's like we're very unfamiliar when they're the ones getting.
Is it lack of talent at Barca, or is it just Bayern's too strong?
No, it's bad recruitment on Barca's part now. Because if you
Yeah.
look at their squad, other than they have all their talent now is old. You can recognize these names from 5 years ago, and a lot of them are north of 30 now. And obviously they brought in like the Antoine Griezmann signing doesn't make sense to me because Antoine Griezmann doesn't start half the time. Half the time Griezmann's coming off the bench. Suarez 33. Sergio Busquets like 33. Jordi Alba, PK, everyone. Obviously, like, and honestly, most of the goals you can't even point at Ter Stegen. It's just like bad defense.
I had 26 attempts at goal, and like, but 8 of them went in. But like, that's still a pretty good conversion rate for like, what's his name, Ter Stegen.
Oh yeah, if they're having 26 shots, it's honestly like there's only so much you can do as a keeper.
And you save 18 of them. It's just like, shit, that's pretty good. Yeah. Like he can't do so much. It's more their midfield, like Busquets, Rakitic, like all these players in the midfield. They're just Vidal. They're just slow and all.
Yeah, they lack the pace and the flair that they once had.
Yeah, exactly. Coutinho put two past them and an assist, and he's on loan.
Yeah, he won't be going back.
Yeah, I don't think
they won't let him. They won't let him back in the club.
But I think
when he gets back in.
But so my question is, if you're the president or the owner of Barcelona, what are your let's say right now rumors have it that Messi's put in a transfer request and he wants out, and let's say you sell Messi. Brady, if you're the president of Barca, what are your steps now to you're pretty much rebuilding at this point. What do you do?
You are 100%. I think they've been very focused on maintaining that high level of Barcelona football with the players they brought in, and they haven't really thought about how it's going to affect them in the long run. And like you said, with their current team, they're all, most of them are 30 plus. So just investing in some players that they know within 4 or 5 years are going to bring them back to that Barcelona, that we all used to know and love. But yeah, it's easy to say just buy young players, but I think a rebuild is a lot more than that. You've got to invest in your youth academies and all sorts, but just have faith in the system, I think.
It's going to take years for them to get back to where they were if they try to like fully rebuild now as well, though.
Yeah, 100%. They've got to find that fine line between keeping that quality, but protecting themselves in the future.
It's one of those things where it's like they're just gonna have to develop their youth, I feel like, into like better players. Like we've seen, I'm not sure if you watch PSG, Xavi Simons for PSG.
Oh,
with the Afro. He's a really good young footballer.
Yeah.
Even like you can tell they developed him well, and like now they give him game time. He's only like 16, 17 years old.
He's a freak, yeah.
And he's a freak. So, they need to start doing that a bit more with their players, I feel like. But especially like with these players that they had in their youth academy that they sold, like, your Dani Olmos, your Adama Traores, your like start bringing them back if you can, like they've got the budget for it. Yeah. Start selling some of the older players, start bringing the new players in, kind of thing. Because I feel like Barcelona, it's not that they lack money, it's just that they're lacking like their development team and their recruitment, I feel like.
Yeah.
And if Messi does go, like they're gonna have to find something else because
I don't know how that's going to affect them. It's going to be a big.
But it's the same
Messi
thing
to Juventus.
It was the same thing with Real Madrid when Ronaldo left. Obviously, you bring in Hazard, and Hazard hasn't been the Hazard of Chelsea. But it's like when you lose a player like Messi, you're not gonna find one. It's like you're not gonna find one player to replace him. It's a multitude of players. Like when United lost, I still don't think United have replaced Ronaldo, and it's been 10 years. Like, and United, like big teams like United, your Real Madrid, your Barcelona's, when you've been on top for so long, you have the tendency just to plug holes. So let's say it's a bottle, and when a bottle cracks, you just put tape over it. At some point, the bottle's going to shatter. So you lose a Ronaldo, a Vidic, a Rio Ferdinand, and then you're bringing in Phil Jones, Ashley Young. Those aren't long-term solutions.
Chris Smalling.
Those aren't long-term solutions. Those are tape. And sooner enough, there's going to be enough cracks where the bottle's going to shatter. And we saw that. Like the last 3 years, United have had to really look at the recruitment and been like, there's no point spending 50 million on a Memphis Depay when Memphis Depay does. I love myself some Memphis Depay, but he doesn't fit the mold of the player you want, and it's just a waste of money. So it's like Barcelona now have to look at themselves and say, there's no like when they traded Arthur, it didn't make sense to trade Arthur. Arthur's 22, 23, and one of the best midfielders in the world. and you trade him for another 30-year-old player.
What have they got planned is what I don't know. Like, what are they planning? Surely they've got like, some bigger plan. Like,
I think we're really going to find out whether Barcelona is Messi's team, or when Messi leaves, so they're going to still be able to compete. That's.
I want Messi to leave just to see like, if he will perform at another team, kind of thing. Like, I know he's the GOAT. Yeah, he is the GOAT in my opinion. I said it last night.
Big decision, yeah.
I said he was the GOAT last night in a group chat. I stick by it.
Oh, I'm with you.
But like, will he perform? Like, say he does go to like Juventus with Ronaldo. Like, you know, is he going to perform? Because I've seen lots of talk about Ronaldo going to Barca. Apparently, Taku sent me a photo the other day of the transfer rumor.
Yeah. And then Barca bring in Ronaldo, but then that's just another plug. I think what Barca need is now to.
What are you gonna do with the 35? You're like, I know it's Ronaldo. But like, what are you gonna do with the 35-year-old Ronaldo? Bro, he's got like another 3-4 years. Not even 3-4 years.
Like another 2 years.
Two.
He's probably got another 2 very good years in him. But I'd back him to go till he's like 39, 40. Look at the build.
Oh yeah. What was the stat that you read out? He scored 7 knockout goals, and that's like the most in club history.
In all of Juventus's last 5 or 6 knockout games, Ronaldo scored all their goals, and that again shows Ronaldo has no help in Juventus. And then now I think he's tied 3rd all time in Juventus knockout goals, and he's only been there for 2 years.
Oh yeah,
that's insane.
And he's 35. It's incredible. It's actually incredible.
I don't know when Ronaldo moved. That was crazy. I just flashed back to that for a second.
2018.
Damn, Ronaldo moved. Yeah. But then someone last night, I read. What was I reading? I was just scrolling through like social media, and someone said that Dybala was up for like player of the year in Serie A, but then Ronaldo wasn't, but he was still player of the year at Juventus. And I was like, what's going on here? How would he not be in contention for player of the year in the Serie A? He literally dominated.
Yeah, because Dybala won player of the year this year, but it should have been Ronaldo. Like, I don't know what's going on in Italy, but anyway.
Italy was a different kind of country over there. I tell you, they're a different breed.
But for Bayern Munich, is this their competition to lose?
They can't lose it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think their side is too good for it. Like,
it's like you need a stacked midfield. Oh, here you go. You got bloody Goretzka. You got freaking what's his name? I'm having a brain fade.
Thiago.
Thiago. That's the one.
Again, like when we talk about recruitment, you look at Bayern Munich's done it right. You know, you look back 5 years ago. You had your Philipp Lahm, Schweinsteiger, Ribéry, Robin, everyone.
Robin.
And you look at now, they brought in Alphonso Davies pretty much for free. They brought in pretty much replaced everyone. They still have Neuer. Yeah, they still have Neuer. They still have Thomas Muller. They still have Lewandowski. But they've replaced everyone else, and they're still dominating. And I know people say like, "Oh, Germany is a farmers' league and stuff."
It's not.
But there's a reason why Bayern Munich dominate Germany and always end up at least quarterfinals of the Champions League at least. It's because they know what they're doing. They trust what they're doing, and they don't just plug holes.
Yeah.
So, hey.
The fact that what's it called? The fact that Alphonso Davies came from the MLS and is dominating like at left back in the Champions League. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah,
he is so good. I love watching him play. He's so quick and like he's got so much skill.
He's the new brand of left back.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I feel like he's
United
like what a young Marcelo was a bit. United could have signed everyone. They target everyone.
Our scouts found him, and then Ed Woodward was like, "Nah." So Ed Woodward.
The amount of times I see this guy linked to United, and then like the trade never goes through. I'm just like, well,
no, but then I think sometimes it's like players do it to force a better contract. It's like they get it leaked. They get like, oh, United want us, so then they go like, because United is most of the time you see like United's linked to everyone, but
they're the club, club.
All of them are not confirmed. A lot of them are just like rumors.
Yeah. I want to. Did Chelsea end up? Sorry, this is off topic. Did Chelsea end up signing Kai Havertz? I don't remember. They finished it. They didn't. I know they were heavily linked to him, but I don't think they finished it off.
If they get him, they're going to be a serious force.
Oh, man, we could be a lethal team. That's all I'm saying.
Defense.
Like, we still are a lethal team. We just got no defense, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Tomori and Rudiger can't keep it up with Azpilicueta and Marco Alonso.
Yeah, there's a big
Marco-
contrast between your back kind of half and your front half.
Oh.
Your front half is world class.
How do you expect Marco Alonso to defend? He can barely drive, mate. Like, honestly, the guy, he's a trash can. Honestly, Azpilicueta, they're both like the same thing. They're getting old. They're getting old.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Azpilicueta. Cesar Azpilicueta. How old is this guy? I swear he's like, I reckon he'd be in his late 20s. He's 30. He's 30 years old. Like, you can't have him running right back.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Especially with this whole new wave of fullbacks coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Robertson, Alexander Arnold, Alphonso Davies, Joshua Kimmich. That kind of new brand of attacking football.
Joshua Kimmich's really good.
Yeah. I got a question. Is Alphonso Davies the best left back in the world right now? Is he better than Andy Robertson?
It's only been 1 year.
It's
only been 1 year.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like attacking wise, Davies provides more than Robertson.
Yeah.
Oh, let me have a look.
But then, who would you say the them defending? But then, again, it's like, what do you define as? What do you want as your right back? Do you want
it depends their role.
The fullbacks have to defend. They've got to do their job. Their job is to defend. And I know there's new wave that they're going forward, but at the end of the day, they've got to stop their man. I think Davies has still got a little bit to prove, but he's definitely, I think within next year, 2 years, he could be the best left back in the world. But I think he's got a little bit to prove. If you look at Robertson, he's had 2-3 good years on the run now.
True.
Whereas Davies has had really this year.
As well, you got to remember
Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka.
Oh, for AWB.
Top
Mr.
3 right
Ronaldo
back
shot.
in the world. Top 3 right back in the world.
No.
Don't sleep
But
on
you forget
Aaron.
there's still Benjamin Mendy as well, and Ferland Mendy. They're pretty good left backs.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good fullbacks as well. Especially Ferland, the one at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
He's pretty lethal right now as well. The next Marcelo, they're calling him.
Marcelo, that old wave of left backs is going out. Marcelo, Jordi Alba, they're all.
That was Jordi Alba. I remember him. He was
crazy.
Danny
You
Alves.
guys like my childhood. You guys like my
Remember Danny
childhood. And now
Alves?
they're like, thing.
Danny Carvajal.
Oh, Carvajal, man, I forgot about him.
God.
No, he's still there, but he's just not as good. I think he's old as well, eh?
Yeah, they were all the big big fullbacks.
Serge Aurier. Serge Aurier.
I mean, the world of football is in safe hands. So.
Oh yeah,
100%.
It's a new age though. It's such a fast game now. I feel like there's no more like Pep Guardiola's style is still there, but there's no more like holding and like playing around.
No,
it's more like get forward and like pass it, like 1-2 tiki taka kind of play. I feel like
now,
yeah, it's interesting. Speaking of what happened? Napoli didn't make Champions League this year, did they? No. I saw that.
No, they may not, because it was a pretty tough competition this year in the Serie A.
Yeah,
Napoli finished 7th.
Yeah, they dropped off heaps. What happened?
Nah, Serie A was the closest as it's been in years.
That was a tough league this year, yeah.
Yeah, Juventus lost 3 of its last 5 games. What the hell?
Mm.
Because they could have clinched it and they just kept losing. I remember that. It was very...
Yeah.
Who they clinched against? They clinched against someone, and I bet against them. Like I bet against Juventus that game because they're not winning. They've lost their last 4 games, and then they won. I was like, wow, shit. I've just got a curse. But also David Silva to Lazio apparently. He signed a contract, so now he's getting another chance at the Champions League.
Sociedad this morning.
Sociedad hijacked the move.
I think they hijacked it this morning, last minute.
Oh, that's so dog.
Yeah,
he would have played Champions League again. Imagine that, magician.
Sociedad
hijacked
the move last minute.
Yeah, same. David Silva joins Real Sociedad.
David Silva's getting a statue outside of the city stadium.
Oh, sure not.
Good to say that.
Yeah. But does he deserve it?
I don't. It's crazy because
like day after me. It's January 8th.
I guess he is a City legend.
He probably is because, I mean, City don't really have any legends. They didn't exist before.
But
no history.
if I speak.
Hey,
But
Ben, they're a nothing club. Ben, you heard me. They've been ripping into Manchester City at the multi-chat recently.
Yeah,
Absolute nothing club.
I'm happy with that. That's fine.
Geez, he's 34 years old. He's El Mago. What how do you say it? El Mago.
Almojo, something like that.
Yeah, damn.
He did kind of change the way that that smaller brand of footballer could play in the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
He was the first little creative attacking midfielder to kind of actually succeed in the Prem, and he paved the way for a few others.
That's true.
And then like Juan Mata.
He
into that whole era of kind of small centre attacking mids.
Mata was better at Chelsea.
Creative.
But then, oh no, that's fact. But then, I don't know. I would give Sergio Aguero.
Aguero,
definitely. Aguero's definitely a City legend.
100%.
David Silva, I'm a bit iffy about.
Aguero, top 5 striker in the Premier League of all time. Would you say?
It'd be hard to keep him out of it. Yeah.
It'd hard to keep him out. He's one of the most prolific scorers.
Yeah.
You've got Henry, Alan Shearer, Rooney.
Cantona.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, Cantona. Yeah, Cantona.
Yeah, you have to have...
Yeah, Cantona.
There's a lot though. Then you're still missing Bergkamp, Van Persie.
Aguero.
Van Persie. Oh my god.
What's his name?
Heskey.
Vinicius also. Oh my.
Vinicius. Yeah.
Vinicius is so slept on. Vinicius was lethal.
Yeah.
But the best striker of all time is Ronaldo. The Brazilian one. Yeah.
That's a fair shout.
Yeah,
Injuries ruined him though. Injuries ruined him.
Yeah, that knee. That was
had
bad.
a lot better career than he did.
Because I think I saw this thing. If you look at it first 3, when he was 19, 20, 21, he was putting out of worldly numbers up.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous.
That 2000s Real Madrid team was crazy. Ronaldo, Figo. What was it, Figo? No.
Zidane.
Yeah, Zidane. Roberto Carlos. At centre back they had I think Ramos was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, Ramos was still there. Casillas.
Casillas. Oh, bro, remember Casillas? Man, that Spanish team was crazy as well, just quietly. But man, Ramos is probably one of the best defenders of all time as well. He's up there. He has to be.
Say that every soccer episode.
Because I love him. He's just so aggressive. He's so aggressive. I just love how aggressive he is.
Wouldn't want to come up against him, and that's good
thing.
You want the strikers to fear them like that.
Oh, good thing I'm not a world class striker. So
yeah, watch out, Ramos. I might come after you. I love that photo of Ramos. When he was watching the City versus Real Madrid game, and he just looks pissed off after the goal that Varane conceded. Basically, he just looks so pissed off.
Yeah, that was poor defending on Varane's.
Don't even.
If you want to have a listen to us talk about that, you can watch that on the previous episode, which was last Tuesday.
Plug ourselves.
I always plug ourselves.
Before we finish, obviously the NBA playoffs started today. That means the conclusion of the NBA regular season. So, who are your? All right, we'll start. Who is your NBA Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year. Yeah, this is a tough one for me.
It's gotta be. I don't know. It could be Frank Vogel. I think Frank Vogel's got a.
That's what I was just about to say.
Frank Vogel's got a really good shot. But then also Mike Budenholzer again. What he did with Milwaukee was insane. They're just.
It has to be. It has to be. Yeah.
Or I think Nick Nurse has a really good shot as well because Nick Nurse, with Kawhi gone and Toronto pretty much having a better record than they did last year. Yeah. So I think out of those three, it's definitely
Vogel.
Vogel.
Yeah, I'll take Vogel. He turned it around for them. Sorry, I feel like a build up gas in my chest. Yeah, I'll take Vogel though.
Alright, so then who is your most valuable player? I'll read out who got.
Are we talking
nominated.
about in the bubble? Are we talking in the bubble or all year?
I'll tell you who got nominated. So Coach of the Year, Mike Budenholzer, Billy Donovan got nominated, and Nick Nurse.
Oh, come on. You have to put Billy Donovan in there, man. With the team he had to get where we were, or to get where we are, is crazy.
Okay, and then so most improved was Bam Adebayo, Luka Doncic, or Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram?
We said that early, didn't we? We called it early. Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, we did call it early. I don't know, Bam. It'll be Bam. It won't be Luka. I don't know why.
Look, all I'm gonna say is you laughed at me. You laughed at me at the start of the year when I said Billy Donovan is coach of the year. I said if we can rewind, like I'm gonna go rewatch it later. But like I called Billy Donovan at the start of the year.
I'm not putting it in. I'm not rewatching.
No, don't put it in. But I'm gonna go rewatch it myself. I said it as a joke, but now it's actually like true. Anyway,
I don't know.
MVP.
No wait, sixth man of the year.
Sixth man. Yeah.
So Montrezl Harrell, Dennis Schroeder, and Lou Williams.
Schroeder, wow. I mean, if we're gonna go for favorites, probably like Lou Williams. Gone for his fifth or fourth or whatever it is, fucking number 29th, sixth man of the year. He wins it every year basically. Lou Williams.
I think Trez will win it.
I wouldn't count Schroeder out. He's been putting up some good numbers.
I don't know.
He's back up for Chris Paul as well.
It'll be Lou Will or Trez, one of the two.
Yeah, true.
And then defensive player of the year, Giannis,
AD.
Anthony Davis, and Rudy Gobert.
AD, bro. AD. Yeah. He's been putting up crazy numbers on defensive end. But Giannis has been good as well. I wouldn't put Rudy Gobert. It'd be Giannis or AD.
I want Giannis to, because Giannis is my MVP, so I want Giannis to win Depoy. So then it's like he got because he'll be like I think the third player in NBA history to win both in the same season.
Yeah, it was Wilt and Jordan are the only players, is it?
Nah, Hakeem as well. Hakeem won it in '96.
Hakeem.
That's the year Hakeem just like cleaned up.
Oh shit! It wasn't Jordan. Yeah, it wasn't Jordan. Jordan won it in different years.
No, Jordan won it same year as well, 88. And then rookie of the year.
Yeah, you're right.
Rookie of the year, Ja Morant, Kendrick Nunn, and Zion Williamson.
Ja Morant.
Ja Morant?
We didn't see enough of Zion.
All right. And finally, the big one, MVP, Giannis, James Harden, or LeBron.
If James Harden wins it, man, it's rigged. That's all I'm saying. He does not deserve to win it this year. I'd go. If we're looking at it, I don't know. If we're looking at most valuable, here's the thing. If we're looking at most valuable player, I'm taking Giannis because like without Giannis, the Bucks are struggle street. But without LeBron, at least they've got AD, kind of thing. You get me? I
think I just want like that's the one thing I don't like about NBA fans. They don't keep the same energy. It's like when KD joined the Warriors, it was like, oh, Steph and KD neither can win the MVP because they're together. But now there's this narrative that like, oh, LeBron had to carry everyone, like ignoring the fact that AD is probably like the best center in the game. But I don't know. Giannis is my MVP.
But I think LeBron will win it this year. To be fair.
Nah, I hope.
But man's dropping. The guy dropped Steve Nash's numbers when Steve Nash won the MVP.
No, but Giannis what Giannis has been able to do in 30 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. But like I'm looking at it as in like the NBA wise and how it's always been predicted. It's like whoever's got the most hype around them kind of wins thing. Don't you reckon?
Yeah, but if Giannis pretty much leads LeBron in every magical category except assists, and has the better team record. It's like if LeBron wins, I don't know if you saw what Rachel Sherburne said. She goes like, "I voted for LeBron because I'm more of a narrative-based voter." Like that's openly admitting that she knew that.
That is so MVP, wrong.
But he voted LeBron because he just needed a reason to vote for LeBron.
Oh, that's so wrong. It'll be first class robbery. It'll be like Lewandowski not winning the Ballon d'Or. It'll be first class robbery if he doesn't. That's disgusting. I can't believe they cancelled the Ballon d'Or.
That's a stitch up for him.
Sorry, Lewandowski.
Get me started.
He was a monster. Bro, he was a monster.
And my last question:
all right.
Who is the 2020 NBA champion.
Champion. Champion. I'd go. It's gonna be a tough one this year. Like my top four, obviously. All right, here's my top four, like on each side. So it'll be Clippers, Lakers, Western Conference. Eastern Conference will be Bucks, Raptors, and then Bucks will take the Raptors and go through, and then I feel like Lakers will take the Clippers if they're playing their top form. If LeBron goes in playoff mode like he usually does and starts dropping 50 bombs again, they'll go through. And then it'll be, I don't know, Bucks and LA is a tough one. Bucks and LA is a tough one because I feel like they've got the ability to lock up Giannis with AD, but like, I don't know, is that going to be enough for them? Can you lock them up for 7 straight games?
Brady, do you have a prediction? Who's your NBA champion?
As my very little expertise on it, I'm going to go with, let's go with Lakers.
The Lakers, so
I think my
Let's
king,
go with the Lakers.
my king.
I'm gonna go Bucks. I'll go the other side of the coin. I think
we'll do a live stream watching the finals.
I think 7 games is a lot. It's a lot of time, and it's just right now. I think what we saw in the regular season, Giannis and AD, that will be a very interesting matchup. But I think the question is on that Bucks team, who is guarding LeBron? Is it a Giannis? Does Giannis guard LeBron and AD? Can Chris Middleton guard LeBron? But I think
only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Oh, and then obviously, who did you guys have winning the Champions League?
Oh, Bayern. Yeah.
And then Inter Milan versus Sevilla for the champions for the Europa League final. Who wins that? Inter Milan.
I could see both. I could see
both.
Sevilla's undefeated their last 20 games now, and they've only conceded. I think
they're in good form. I think Milan's quality though is
something different.
Look at some of the players in that team. They should.
Arturo Martinez, Lukaku,
really.
Godin, what's his name?
Young,
De Vries,
Alexis Sanchez. These guys could have been United players if they wanted to.
They could have been good United players, but United.
Alexis, don't even get me started on Alexis. I'm so glad Alexis
Sanchez, king, absolute king. But yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I'll back Inter Milan. No, I'm gonna back Sevilla just the same as you, just to see, go the other team.
Okay.
Underdog story.
And with that, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Brady, so much for joining us and telling us a bit more about changing course Australia. And I'll make sure to leave top of the description. Make sure you guys check. I'll put the Instagram, the Facebook, and email if you guys have any questions that you'd like Brady to answer. Make sure you're checking out all the 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. That's absolute bits.
Nice.
And we'll see you guys on Thursday. We've got a nice little episode for you, a nice little special guest. So I hope you guys
had a great time.
Thanks for coming on. Jesus, I'm sorry.
We'll see you guys on Thursday.
Yeah.
Peace.